Hello, it is me, your local radical geezer. Today we're here with our Red Dragon Archfiend deck profile. You see, now this is one of my favourite decks. I absolutely love this deck. I love to play this deck. I just love the monsters in this deck. The names of the monsters are absurdly long, and it's just fun to play. It's an anime deck that it just keeps getting support, but no one's playing it, and it is a bit inconsistent. But with the right hand, you can beat any deck there is, really. So yeah, let's get right into it. Out of the monsters, we're going to be starting off with the tuners. So we're going to play 3 copies of Crimson Resonator. This card's really good because of its special summon effect, where if you control no monsters, you can summon it. Also, it's good because if it's on the field with a... let me just check the effects here. With a Dark Dragon Synchro monster, you can summon 2 tuners from your deck, so it's a bit harsh if you get ashed. But other than that, it's really great. Next, we run triple Red Resonator. The reason why we run this, ideally we want Crimson Resonator, but if we can't have Crimson Resonator, Red Resonator allows us to still get a lot of our effects, and just get a little combo going. So really that's your sort of backup card. It's what helps this deck be a bit more consistent. Next, we run only 2 copies of Synchron Resonator. It is a bit, it's searchable. You summon it out with Crimson Resonator, and you rarely use it if it's in your hand. Of course you can, and you do often use it if it's in your hand, but you know, it doesn't have to be. And then we have our 1 copy of Creation Resonator. Now this card's great. It's so underrated. It's not once per turn. So if you control a level 8 or higher Synchro monster, you can special summon it. It's really great. You can use Synchron Resonator's effect to add it back to your hand, and then you keep summoning it out. In fact, that's one of the main things we use in our main combo, which I'll display later. And then for the last of our tuners, play 1 Chain Resonator. Really good for second turn. When normal summoned, while you have a Synchro monster on the field, you can special summon a Resonator card from your deck. It's really good for going second. It allows you to get the big boss monsters out to just end your opponent's turn, really, and just win the duel. And then we play the 1 copy of Red Nova. This affects, it is once per turn, and it's similar to Creation Resonator's effect. If you control a level 8 or higher Dragon type Synchro monster on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. So that's really great. And if it's used with another if 2 tuners are used to Synchro Summon Dragon, I can't speak. If 2 tuners are used to Synchro Summon a Dragon monster, you get special summon fire. 1 fire fiend type monster from your deck. Now that can be a few of your level 4s and whatnot. It's just a great extender if you're going into those plays. Maybe search Chain Resonator, get some Chain 2 action. Turn 2 action, not Chain 2, sorry. And it's if you control fiend type tuner monster, so basically any of your tuners, you can special summon it. And yeah, it's a great extender, and it's great as just your level 4 monster. Then we run 3 copies of Witch of the Black Forest. We've got a slightly different one. I found this in my collection from probably like 2007, or like actually it probably wasn't out then. Probably more like 2010, but it's anyway, it's really good. You can use it to search out any monster with 1,500 less defense from your deck, and that's practically all of them. Usually you'll sum out Wandering King Wildwind, and it's really good to use this level 4. See, the whole point of this deck is we want level 4s. We want a level 4 and a level 2. We want to go into that level 6. Next, we want 2 copies of Perform Arch Hat Tricker. It's just another level 4 we can special summon. It's really great. I was thinking of running a level 4 Xyz monster in the extra deck, but I don't really see the point. Then, as for one-ofs with level 4s, we've got 1 copy of Stygian Street Patrol, 1 Red Sprinter, 1 Red Familiar. I didn't think you needed to run multiple Red Sprinters. Which I don't think you do. Red Familiar, it's really great. You can change your levels. But I don't think it should. A lot of people play out 3. I think that's personally I don't believe that's quite right, because a Red Familiar, it doesn't give you any immediate extension like some of the other ones that play at 3 do. Of course, it allows you to edit a level, which is really powerful, but it's something that's quite situational, and it really comes in handy turn 2. But I just don't see the point of running that through. And then Stygian Street Patrol, again, you can use it just to summon level 4 out of the deck. For hand traps, we run triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. We just had 3 slots left. To be honest, I used to not play this. You don't have to. It's actually really good, because since you have another tuner in the grave, it'll actually, if you end up using it on your opponent, it'll boost the attack of your Red Nova Dragon. So that's just a little fun little thing. So it's really great. Now with the spells, we're running triple Resonator Call. It's a really great card, this. Really helps the consistency of the deck. It can get ashed. That's your main problem with it, but it can also be used to bait out an ash. If you've already got the cards in your hand that you need. So it can be used in 2 ways. It's pretty decent. Next, we're running triple Resonator Command. Unfortunately, I've not got the 3rd one in the mail quite yet, so just imagine this is the 3rd. So you discard 1 Resonator monster, add 1 level 4 or lower theme monster from deck to your hand. So if you don't have your level 4s that you need for your combo, and you've just got a handful of tuners, you can get rid of 1 of them. Again, this can be used to bait ash, but you know, you're getting rid of another thing in your hand. It's not the best idea, but usually you'll use that to swap out a tuner for one of your level 4s. So that really helps with the consistency. I mean, I was running it at 2 for a while, but don't think you need to. And then last 2, Monster Reborn, Call by Grave, both self-explanatory, anti-hand trap, and some monster from the grave. Call by the Grave, of course, we would be running it at 3 if the ban list wasn't as it was, and if and when, actually, let's face it, when Call by the Grave comes back to 3, it will definitely be running this deck. Now we're on to the traps. Now, I wasn't really playing traps in previous versions of this deck. I've got quite it's a bit of an older deck profile now. I've got a bit of but from a while ago, got that deck profile, and you can see it's a very different deck. First, we run 2 Solemn Strike. These are the cards that would replace with 2 Call by the Grave when the ban list, when the ban list comes out. I mean, when Call by the Grave comes off the ban list. And so, yeah, it's just it's very good for going first. This is a heavy going first build, so that's why we're running quite a few traps. Next, we run 2 copies of Red Rain. That's it. It's really good. I'll put it up on the screen now. It's really good. It's great disruption on your opponent's turn. If they get through all your negates, you can just banish all their monsters. Keep a Red Dragon Archfiend card on your field, and and watch him feel really sad. And it's very good card to pull. Then we run triple Synchro Call. this is one of the key cards. This is what allows this deck beat a lot of the meta decks when you get a good hand. It allows you to target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it with its effects negated, and if you do, synchro summon one Dark Dragon or Fiend type synchro monster using only monsters you control. So, the whole point of this, really, is to summon out King Calamity on your opponent's turn. If you summon out King Calamity on your opponent's turn, it is strong because they cannot do anything. When this card is summoned, you can activate its effect for the rest of this turn. Your opponent can't activate card effects. Also, cards your opponent controls cannot activate their effects. And they can't activate any effects into this card's activation. So they literally can't do anything. Can't activate spell effects, can't activate trap effects. And they can't activate monster effects. So it's a really great card just because so Synchro Kong is what you'll use to do that, and if your opponent can't do anything for a turn, next turn you're gonna have at least one big 4,000 attack Synchro monster, and you've practically got game if you can pull that off. Of course, your opponent can still come back, but that won't always happen. Now onto the extra deck. It's very strong because you get to special summon Fiend type tuner back, and that allows you to instantly go into a Scarlight or regular Red Dragon Archfiend, but then more importantly, it allows you to get Crimson Resonator back from the grave, and then that will allow you to summon out 2 tuner monsters from your deck, and it's really great. Now I use this deck quite friendly, with my friends and whatnot, so I'll play 1 copy of regular Red Dragon Archfiend. Realistically, when going to a tournament or whatever, you'd want to swap that out for another Scarlight. Put it in for nostalgia, but if you are going for a tournament, add it in for a 3rd copy of this Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend if you want to play it a bit more seriously. It's a really great card, and Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend is always treated as Red Dragon Archfiend, which allows you to go into your Red Nova Dragon. And so yeah, it's Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. I've used this to wipe the field a few times. And deal life point damage. It's much more powerful than people think. Then we run Triple Abyss. I see people only running 2 of these a lot. You go through 2 like it's nothing. You go through 2 first turn, and if you have a brilliant hand, you'll get through 3. This is your main negate, so you'll try your best to get as many of these on the field as you can, because each one of these is almost an Omni negate, not quite. Can't negate stuff from the hand or graveyard, but anything on the field it can negate. So each of these basically get a negate, so you want to get as many of these on the field as possible. This is your main form of negates. This is why you want to go first. Then we run Double Bane. You could run triple, but I don't think you really need to. You can destroy 1 monster on the field, then target tribute 1 monster, then special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend monster back from the grave. See, this is really great. It allows a lot of your combos to pop off, and it allows you to bring stuff back, which is always important. And then for the sort of boss monsters, 1 Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. You can destroy all other cards in the field. Good for going second if you're really struggling to play through negates. Just destroy everything, attack for 3,500. It's a lot of damage. Unfortunately, past that, this card isn't that great, so that's why we only run it at 1. Then we got Red Nova Dragon, 2 tuners and Red Dragon Archfiend. It cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, and then it's also got an attacking effect that I don't think is that good. But the main point of this is firepower, because you're going to put usually have 5 or 6 tuners in your grave by the end of your turn. And then this gains 500 attack for each tuner in your grave. And so that's a lot of attack. That's 6,000. I've got it up to 7,000 or 8,000 before. It's really strong just for getting that last bit of damage in to win the game. Then, run King Calamity. I talked a bit about this card before. King Calamity is strong. Makes it so your opponent can't activate card effects for the rest of the turn. It's just a very good card. Especially if you did go first, you negated some of their stuff with your abysses. Activate this second, and if you know you've got the OTK, they cannot do anything about it now. So it's a really great card. This is practically your win condition, whether you're going first or second. It's great. Then for non-Red Dragon Archfiend Synchros, we just play one Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, because sometimes we can make 7. It's really great, because it really focuses on level 5 or higher monsters and protecting them, and that's what all the Synchro monsters are, so it's really great. Combos. How are we going with the combos? For this combo, all you're going to need Synchron Resonator and a Witch of the Black Forest. Sorry, not Synchron Resonator, Crimson Resonator. So basically, what we do, special summon Crimson Resonator, normal summon Witch of the Black Forest. Use these two to summon out a Red Rising Dragon. Then, we're going to go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Witch of Black Forest effect. Search out a monster with 1500 less defense. We're going to be searching out that Wandering King Wildwind, if I can find him in here. Yep, so that's in your hand now. And then, Red Rising Dragon effect activates, summon back Crimson Resonator. Now, we've got Crimson Resonator on the field, we can use his effect. Since we've got a Dark Dragon type Synchro monster, and that's the only other monster on the field, we can summon 2 Resonator monsters from the deck. 2 we will summon will be Creation Resonator and Synchron Resonator. Next thing's next. We're going to use a Creation Resonator and the Red Rising Dragon in order to summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Next we're going to use a Synchron Resonator and a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss to summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. Synchron Resonator's effect in the graveyard is going to activate, allowing us to return Creation Resonator back to our hand. Next, we are going to activate Wandering King Wildwind's effect, special summon to the field. Now that we've got Wildwing and Crimson Resonator, we're going to be using these to summon another copy of Red Rising Dragon. Now that Red Rising Dragon's been summoned, we can choose another card, special summon it back. So we're going to be summoning that Crimson Resonator in defense position. We are now going to special summon the Creation Resonator for another time. Use those 2 to go into our second Abyss. Activate the effect of Bane. Tribute the Synchron Resonator. Resummon the Abyss from the graveyard. And then Synchron Resonator's effect activates. We can return Creation Resonator back to the hand. Now this is already it. This is a pretty strong combo. Just 2 cards, of course. We can play extenders as well. we've set up a hand for next turn with 1 copy of Creation Resonator, and now I'm going to show you how we can, now if your opponent can't get through these negates, we've only got 2, but they can negate a lot, and if you know your opponent's deck, 2 sometimes can just be enough. So, say we get to second turn, we can now get the OTK. Maybe wondering how we're going to do this. So, we're going to banish the Wandering King Wildwing from the grave in order to search out a copy of Synchron Resonator. We are now going to special summon Synchron Resonator from our hand, so I need to reveal that. So we are going to use the Synchron Resonator and a copy of Abyss in order to summon a second Bane. We can use this to add a Resonator monster back to the hands, so we're going to be adding Crimson Resonator. No point having it in your graveyard. We can now activate the effect of Red Dragon, banishing it from our graveyard in order to summon out the Synchron Resonator and the other Synchron Resonator from a grave. Can now use these two in the Bane in order to summon King Calamity. Now we've got King Calamity on the field, your opponent can't do anything. They are locked out of doing anything, and now you know you've got the game. If you really want to get King Calamity early, I would recommend using Wild Wind's effect in order to search out a Chain Resonator. If you're a bit scared your opponent's got something up their sleeve. Now, we could do really what we want. I would say special summon Creation Resonator and then destroy to bring back out another copy of Bane. And that's a whole lot of attack points. We're going fourth. Yeah, much more than 8,000 attack points. Yeah, and we practically got game from here. So this is really great. It's going to be the exact same combo, except we've also got Synchro Call. So we're going to use those two. Crimson Resonator, Witch of the Black Forest. Get them on the field. Going to go quite quickly through this now. Activate effect. Crimson Resonator, it's up until not even that. Up until a bit into the combo, it's practically the exact same. So we're gonna do the same thing. Create Abyss. Sorry if the camera's a bit shaky. Abyss. Use those two for Bane. So actually, I completely forgot about using Witch of the Black Forest effect. So make sure not to forget about that, because your opponent can stop you from getting the search if you mistimed it a bit. So fortunately, I have the ability to just go back a bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna add that Wandering King Wildwing, and also missing timing on everything. Synchron Resonator's effect is going to be adding Creation Resonator back to the hand. Now, we're going to be special summoning the Wandering King Wildwind. Except this time, instead of summoning back the Synchron Resonator, we're going to be summoning back the Crimson Resonator. We now use the Crimson Resonator and the Red Dragon in order to summon out a Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, or if you really want to, you can go for the classic Red Dragon Archfiend. We're now going to special summon our Creation Resonator and set Synchro Call. During our opponent's turn, as soon as we can really, activate Synchro Call, special summon Synchron Resonator. Now we can use Creation Resonator, Synchron Resonator, and Red Dragon Archfiend in order to summon Red Dragon Archfiend, King Calamity. We're gonna chainlink 1 Synchron Resonator, chainlink 2 King Calamity to add Creation Resonator back to our hand. Now, see, the really important thing is this should always be the last in the chainlink, because otherwise then they can respond and negate it. So if it's the last in the chainlink, your opponent can't do anything to stop it. But yeah, now that this is summoned, your opponent cannot do a thing, and it's their turn, so they practically just have to pass unless they're playing a very trap-heavy deck. And then next turn, we have full capabilities for an OTK. There's a lot of different branches you can go, so I'm not going to show them, but it's really great. So that will be the end of the video. Really cool. I think this is a really cool deck. This is one of my favourite decks in general. Love this deck so much. Love to play it. I really like this build because someone who knows it. Because I know this deck well, and with all the different cards like Red Nova Dragon and just playing everything, like there's nothing more fun than going a completely different route than normal to a combo. Nothing more fun than just doing things a little bit differently, and it's really great. And this deck is basically built so that you can try different things, so that you can adapt to what your opponent's playing, and that's why I really enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to use that Dark Magic attack. Make sure to use that Blue Eyes White Stare. I know that's not the move, but my mind's going blank right now. Make sure to do that straight to subscribe. Make sure to do that straight to like. In fact, you know what? I'm going to try and subscribe right now, but I'm going to mirror force it. I'm going to mirror force it, and boom, right back at you. Now you have to subscribe. You just have to. Have a good day.